Hello, welcome to the screencast for Team Rollmops for Deliverable 3. So we'll start off here on Deliverable 3. We have our reflections, our meeting notes, and all that, and then we'll jump right into our diagrams. So we're not really going to go over the domain class model. We're just going to show we have it here. It's pretty much unchanged since last deliverable. So then we'll go from there, jump right into the use case diagram. What's really changed for this one is you can see that we've added who calls kind of each scenario under these use cases. So you can see for merge animals, for example, we have the ability to add an animal, and that is called by the staff member actor. For manage bookings, we have one for view bookings, and that can be called by the staff member or a customer. So that's what we've added there. We'll jump into the sequence diagrams. A lot of these have been changed to satisfy some of the feedback we got, so we'll just go over each of these. So this one was a pretty simple one. Customer tries to book an appointment. Either the appointment is already taken or the appointment is successful, in which case the staff member is also alerted that there's a new appointment from the system. We'll go to sequence diagram 2. Again, really simple one. A veterinarian tries to set up a vet appointment. Either the appointment is already scheduled or the appointment creation is successful. That's all that happens there. Sequence diagram 3 gets a little more complicated. Staff member tries to mark an animal as adopted. And a few things can happen. Either the customer cannot be approved, there can be a bad vet appointment. If neither of those have happened, we can still have the animal hasn't been visited, in which case we get a message back for each of those. If none of those have happened, or if none of those are the case, then we get the message the animal was successfully adopted. All right, and we'll jump into sequence diagram 4, another simple one. So the customer tries to reset a password, and they get their new password back, and then they also get an email with that reset password. And so here you can see we have the same actor twice in the sequence diagram, which is a little unorthodox, but kind of works for this specific scenario since we're sending out 2 messages to the actor. All right, then we'll go to sequence diagram 5, probably our most complex one. So a customer tries to book an animal, and we have a bunch of alternatives here. The animal can no longer be available. This customer may not be approved. The time requirements might not be met. 48 hours might not have passed yet. They might have too many bookings. They can't have more than 2 bookings. If none of these alternatives are the case, then we do get a successful booking. All right, so then we'll jump into the activity diagram. So you can see we start by logging in into the email and password. We have a logic to allow you to loop back if you get the email and password combo wrong. Once you get it right, you're taken to manage shelters. You can click on select task, and from there you can either apply to shelter or add an appointment. You can see apply to shelter is not fully shown here in this diagram, so we'll look at add available appointment. From there you enter the relevant information, and you get the appointment is already scheduled or the appointment creation is successful. And then that activity diagram ends. All right, and so then we'll look at the system class model. As you can see, it can be really difficult to kind of go over in this setting. So I'll just say that we did make some changes based on our feedback, but as you can see, it's still heavily based on our domain class model, where we've added boundaries, controls, and entities. Yeah, so you can see that, all that here. So now that we're done with our diagrams, we'll go down here and look at our personas. And so these did change. We added some more detail and some more goals. So we have one for each actor. We have one for customer, staff, and vet. And you can see that we have 2 goals for each of them. All right, and from there we have the UI design that we had last time. Log in. You have the logic here to loop back until you get that correct. You're taken to the manage shelter page where you can apply to shelter or add an appointment. If you click add appointment, you enter the correct information, and then you get the appointment is either already scheduled or you get the screen showing the appointment creation was successful. So now we'll get into kind of the meat of this deliverable, which is the operational patterns. So I'll kind of walk through this one in detail, and the other ones follow the same pattern. So you can see our operation is book appointment. Our customer requests an appointment at a specific shelter at a specific time and date. So we get our input from the sequence diagram, and the reads are taken from our system class model. So we can see the path that we have to take through our setup to get the data that we need. What changes is the set's appointment, manages, and schedules. We can see the different SINs that we have available: appointment already taken, appointment successful, or new appointment. And then in post, we kind of have the logic of all our alternatives. So we define appointment taken here, and then if appointment is taken, we send the message. If appointment is not taken, then we modify schedules and send the successful appointment message. And then we have one of these for sequence diagram 2, as well as for sequence diagram 4, and they follow the same pattern. And then we'll implement the communication diagrams for the next deliverable. I know this one was a little longer. We just have a lot more to cover for each deliverable. Thank you for watching.